Hi, my name's Harry Daniel. With me is Alex Pelling, and we will be having a look at the World Championships for underwater hockey, the Junior World Championships, that is, in Malaysia. For the first day of the round robin, we've got an exciting match between the hosts of Malaysia and against Great Britain in under 24 men category. Um, Malaysia being a new team on the scene, we haven't seen much of them yet, and historically, teams that are somewhat newer to this wider CMAS level competitive scene have struggled, particularly against teams like Great Britain, which are, as we all know, the founders of the sport, a really well experienced side. Alex, what can we expect to see from Great Britain today?
So, for context, this is the under 24 men's category. So, this is the absolute peak of the sport for young people. It's a really exciting one. The GB team's full of some really well known faces, as Harry can tell, in the Octopush community. Some really brutal, kind of strong players. You see some really exciting good altercations there. So, I'm really excited to see it and see what happens, really. And you can't imagine how they must be feeling right now.
Yes, it is truly going to be a good match. One of the first games. It's always one of the hardest to see if the plans that you've been putting into motion for these last few months are truly going to work out. Some serious names up on this Great Britain team, captained by number 6. That's Declan McNulty. This is his third time captaining Great Britain in a junior division. He is also been BOA Player of the Year in 2022, and he's recently captained Manchester to 7th in the league, in the British League, that is. All sorts of good players in this team. Some new faces as well, such as Emrys Williams. It's his first time playing for Great Britain. There's also names such as Caleb Pullen on the team, who's vice captain. This is going to be his third time playing in a junior World Championships ran by CMAS, his first being in 2017 in Australia.
Fantastic. So when you're up against, say, Declan McNulty, right? So you're facing him down, and you know what your match is going to look like against him. What kind of characterizes a player like that at this level? Harry, would you say?
Sorry, Alex, you cut out there. What did you quite say?
So we could when you're facing up against a player like that, and you kind of got your match ahead of you, what characterizes them? For Declan McNulty, what are you thinking? What are you in for in a match against them?
How you're going to try and play against them?
Yeah.
If it all depends upon the context underneath the water. You've always got different channels and different ways the puck can move. If you've got a stellar player in front of you, then there's always behind you. If you've got a stellar player behind you, there's always in front of you. There will always be places to move. With the Malaysian game plan, will outline where to go and who will be getting involved where. We're not sure on how they're going to line up, but we are sure that both teams are going to give it their all today.
Fantastic.
Alex, what's your score prediction going to be for today?
I think it's going to be a tight one. I reckon. I'm reckon 4-2 to Great Britain, and that's optimistic, obviously being patriotic. But I think that they're very good at kind of bringing it back in the second half, and that kind of determination, even when you're down. That's what kind of makes a difference, and I think that's what we're going to see here. But am I right in saying that GB generally rank above Malaysia? Are we confident? Are we happy with it?
Yes, Great Britain historically have been a very successful team. At elite level, we've been in the top 4 teams for the last 20-ish years.
Wow.
This coming up across a new team, I think it won't be quite that close 4-2. We know that this Great Britain team have travelled across the world to be here, and Malaysia are, of course, hosting, which obviously does make a difference. But I would predict a much wider margin. I would say around 8-0 to Great Britain. The main thing they'll be looking for will be the clean sheet, because that's the most important part of a round robin, is you get the clean sheet. But I reckon if they do score those first few goals, they will mainly be looking to defend after and keep and maintain 0 goals.
Fantastic. And we're just going to the game now, and they're off right into the strike there. Okay. What do we think?
It's my first time seeing from an over-the-top camera angle. It's quite difficult to make out what's going on.
It is quite difficult, but I'm getting word that we are going to have some underwater cameras on these kind of rolling mounts as well, which give us some kind of really important kind of key moments from the from a ground level as well, or pool level. But
there's been a great drive here, managing to get it to the corner in this quite wide Malaysian pool. Well defended by Malaysia there.
Mm-hmm.
The game's being called up. You can tell by the hats coming up on the top.
Yeah.
The exact call is quite difficult to make out. There are 3 referees, of course, of different nationalities playing for this, and this will be a key chance for Great Britain here.
They've really made some solid ground in that first even 20 seconds. That's a blistering pace there. And
yes, the puck remaining in the centre of the goal, obviously the most dangerous place it can be.
And up to the other wall now, or thereabouts.
It has been successfully defended again by Malaysia.
It's a close one, but it just takes one blast through the defences there to get it straight in. It's a tough position to be in because they're not clearing out much into space yet.
Right, and the puck is being moved up across in the wall channel. Not always the best. Right, there's been a foul called up.
That is quick as well for a foul.
Yes, once you get to international level, the referees pull a lot more up than what they would do in Britain.
Yeah. We have to be, I suppose. It's there's a kind of physicality to it. And a foul like that and a ref call could change the whole outcome of the game. And at this level, you wanna know those moments.
Yes, of course. A free puck, particularly in the opposition third, can be brutal for the other team.
Okay. Oh, nice swim there. Oh.
And that is a brilliant breakaway swim, and it doesn't look like the Malaysians can stop him.
Fantastic.
Brilliant goal there.
Do we have that confirmed? Should come up in a second on the system, but that's
Can we see who scored as well?
Certainly a goal.
It's very difficult to work with this camera.
Oh, number 5, Tyrese Norville.
Oh yes, Tyrese, one of the more stronger members of this side here.
It's good build to him. I like that.
He is, yes, yeah, he is. Plays for Plymouth in the league.
Plymouth is a very, very strong team.
Yes. His Plymouth teammate Jackson Spry is also in the side as number 7.
Yes. Definitely one to watch there.
Yes, and speaking of ones to watch, it looks like there's going to be another Great Britain goal. Malaysia cannot clear the puck out to the side here, and all the caps show that is a straight strike goal from the strike. That is, you love to see them.
Excellent. That's 2-0 already and only 4 minutes in.
Manchester's Jake Charnock doing the decisive blow there.
Mm-hmm. Great. Right back to the strike there. Will we see another straight through goal like before?
Great Britain getting there first by miles.
You can really see him wrestling for it there. They bring it out to the side though. Not straight through like before. Alright, when would you say that a match is... As in, how many goals would you need to be locked in to say that a return isn't likely?
Well, Octopush can always change. We've seen big comebacks. Under 19 men for Great Britain earlier, they went from 3-0 down to win 4-3 against the Colombians. You can go down and come back in this sport, definitely, with a fitness aspect. I would say about 5-0 is when the game is fully buried, in my experience.
For sure. We've only just reached 5 minutes into the game and we're already 2-0 in, which is a fantastic result for the Great Britain team. But it's back in a half again. I'm hoping that after the half time we'll see more below the surface shots as well, so we can dig more into the technicalities of each interaction. That'd be fantastic.
Yes, this is the most dangerous area that it's been in so far in the game.
That is close.
That looks like an offensive free puck for Malaysia. Right, now they can truly do some damage with any luck.
And it's straight out. I don't think that's much movement there for Malaysia.
Britain hitting it up this wall side, and it looks like they've done a midline switch out, and it looks like the puck has gone into the middle.
That was a beautiful curve around there. Is that another one? I think
and
so.
That looks like a goal.
Brilliant.
That was textbook from Great Britain. In their own third, have to get it straight to the wall channel, driven it up that wall there, and switched it when you're in the other third.
Amazing.
Wait, no. It's a no-go. It's a no-go, unfortunately.
I would be excited to see who that was for that nearly goal. An almost goal.
It's a common misconception. You can't tell who is who on the screening. It is, but only if you have an underwater camera.
Yes. Well, underwater you can tell via their hat number as well. Also, generally the fins and the, you can tell.
Yes,
more.
Definitely.
For sure. I think that every time Malaysia's back down in that position, they do hold it. They are decently there, but it's not those moments that are losing them goals. It's when someone breaks out. That's what's happening. But
yes, they have been defending well, but Great Britain have had many strong individual moments. The drives that and the speed that they have, Malaysia simply can't stop it.
And I believe, is that a sub in? Can we identify that from above?
I think the referees had a ref timeout.
Here we go.
There we go.
Right.
I believe the refs had a ref timeout to decide if that earlier break was a goal or not, and it looks like it has been.
And that's the
Toby Curl
there. Just putting the puck back in the middle there, and identifiable with their bright yellow gloves. I mean, they're not confused for other players. And they're off again. Really, really strong there.
Yeah, Jackson Spry taking the lead for the puck there. Jake Chan not coming in on his left, and Great Britain will try and switch it here, and it looks like they've driven it right into the goal from the strike. Unbelievable.
This is some brilliant push here.
What's the referee decision? Is it going to be a goal? It looks like it's a goal. That was amazing.
4-0. Jackson Spry. What do we know about Jackson Spry, Harry? What can you identify with him?
Well, Jackson Spry, fun fact, he is Britain's most fit, as in most athletically fit player, getting 37 on a beep test, which is which is the most in British Octopush history, 5 more than second place.
Wow.
Yeah, and that'll be Tyrese Norville leading the strike, charging forward. It looks like he's been stopped by Malaysia, but a second influx from Ben Morgan there.
You can really see.
Oh, no, and Malaysia is currently breaking away.
Oh. It's really, really tough. I love the combination of that kind of really kind of aggressive drive forward, but also the sheer dexterity of it. It's much more visible now. We can see underwater, but crashing through there. Easy
that was a brilliant goal. Not like not a traditional switch of moving it to the side, but Malaysia not having the fitness and not having the numbers down there really crippled them, and Britain could just swing underneath them and get it straight to the goal from the side. Malaysia will not be happy with that, and Great Britain will not be happy with that because it was a no-goal. Well,
really pushing it. And it does make me wonder whether, even with this absolutely staggering lead in the first half, whether these moments of Malaysia's stronger defence will make it more of a tough game in the second half. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, we're waiting for this confirmation if it is actually a goal. But the Malaysians are truly beginning to. Yep, it is a goal by Emrys, and the Malaysians truly look like they're slowing down this time. Just not having the fitness for a half an hour long game. Right, it is a Malaysian timeout. Alex, what do you think of the game so far?
Well, first of all, we established early on that the point at which you're buried is about 5-0, or it's 5 goals up. Makes it incredibly difficult to claw that back in the second half, and we've seen some amazing kind of strikes through, kind of stabbing through their defences, and even when they're pushed right to the wall, the Malaysia were able to defend themselves, which is always good to see, but just not enough to counter these individual players that are really, really shining through here. I've got a black timeout to almost certainly to discuss what's going wrong, or what method they could change for the rest of this half. But Harry, what do you think?
It seems for the first 10 minutes that this Malaysia team has started off strong. They've been able to take the puck to walls. They've been able to move it away from Great Britain and defend properly. But that has sort of slowed down throughout the course of this half. It'll be interesting to see their impact now, as their initial strike has gone well, but Great Britain have covered up. There's been a referee call.
Intervening there. Resetting just but the 3 lines in. We can see them setting up there.
And now it's a free cut. Great Britain will have to defend. Malaysia have brought it wide.
But that's
and the
just
puck is in the centre. Oh, but it's been cut out.
And it's moments like these you can just see them batter through.
Yeah, and that is JJ there driving the puck forward. He's tried to curl it in, but he's not quite worked.
You see, they've already covered.
Yeah, Great Britain there driving. Once that it gets driven into their corner, that's the time to turn. That's the time not to move the puck forward, but to the side or behind them, and really cut open this Malaysia team. And they may have done it if it wasn't for the call.
Absolutely. It seems easy, physically, for the GB team right now.
Yes. Here comes Jake Charnock trying to get it out. And there's no a complete defensive rotation mess up from Malaysia there. They couldn't get the numbers down. And here come Drive GB. And the puck's in the centre. It's surely a goal now. A huge scrum.
Really battling for it there.
Goal.
I must be in.
It's got to be a goal now, surely.
After what, 2 ref calls for the last one?
Clearly don't like us, do they?
No. They've been merciful to Malaysia, I think. After 5 goals, but
it is yet another no goal for Great Britain.
That's 3 for this goal alone.
That's yes. There's been no warnings or team warnings though, or at least that we've seen. So this does look like a good passage of play. As long as Britain keep this clean sheet and keep it in their third,
it would be a very impressive start to their GB run.
Oh, definitely. Now here comes Tyrese. The puck's been driven towards the side, and the defensive rotations can't stop the GB drive, and that looks to be a goal or a no goal. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
The refs are just communicating now, and we'll get word of. Did you get to see who that was?
Yes, that does look like a goal. The players are swimming to the back. It is a goal. It's another by Toby Curl.
That is fantastic.
Yes.
I think it's these moments that really define, kind of to the audience, the attitude and the kind of group identity of a team. I think because when you're this far back, it's really up to the, kind of who you ask whether it's possible to bring it back. But it's how you act in these moments that show your skills. Another great strike there, just piercing through. Lovely little dexterity there.
Yes, Great Britain
turning around.
swimming. The Malaysians simply can't stop. They can't stop the drives that we are currently producing.
Can't stop the machine. Look at that.
Can Great Britain get another one before half time? Making it 7-0
so.
at half time. That would be brilliant. And it looks like they have.
That was clean. There were some pretty scrappy goals in the first half, but that was easy.
That was just a beautiful little swim. And no, it's not a goal yet
Another
again.
Goal.
Another Malaysian free puck.
And they're just taking it straight into
the... Malaysia desperate not to concede another goal.
Just stalling now.
And that looks like it's going to be the half.
That's half time.
Yeah. So, Alex, an intense first half here. What were your thoughts for both teams in that half?
First of all, absolutely brutal. Devastating result for Malaysia there, but an excellent result for us. 6-0 for half-time. That's normally a score we'd see for the whole game. But one thing I want to point out is that the GB players can be identified by their kind of really strong builds. You know, the Malaysia relies more on their speed and their kind of their I said dexterity a lot, but their manoeuvrability, which around the goal line, which paid off in some moments with their defence, but it wasn't enough. There were some moments where like it just really got tough. Like there's one moment where it was about 5-0 in, right, and the refs kept kind of doing the no goal 3 times in a row. But every time that happened, one of the Malaysian team had to kind of go up against, kind of visually created this scene of this kind of Malaysian player kind of going up trying to face off against this storm of GB players, and it was tough, but they played really well. And I've got a highlight here. You know, just because we're doing well at this point doesn't mean it's done yet. Also, there are some beasts of teams in this competition, so I wouldn't rest on our laurels just yet. But we're not done yet. Harry, what do you think? Were there any highlights for you in that first half?
Were there any highlights for me? Well, there were definitely some strong four-man strikes that you can see partway through the half that just guaranteed us a goal. But probably the best part, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, is when we did defend. Malaysia did get a couple of free pucks nearly in our third, and that is when a free puck can be particularly dangerous. They're often neutral or sometimes even disadvantageous, like in the middle and lower third. But as soon as you get in the attacking third, if you can make a lot of space, then they're really dangerous. But every time they didn't even get close to the goal. There's been no scrums. It's all been they're strong players, GB, but they're smart players. They know where to put the puck. They know where to go, and some of these drives have been simply unstoppable. We've not seen true. We've only had about one of these goals happen from a switch. The rest have been by driving forward, and I don't know if we'll be able to do that against some of the more stronger teams going on forward. We need to see. The intensity is brilliant, and as long as you play with intensity, you'll play well. But we'll be looking to see if Great Britain can play a bit smarter and truly destroy these Malaysians now. I think 8-0 might not be happening. It might be close to 16.
Really, that would be an insane result. I'll believe it when I see it, Harry. But what I want to point out is there were some moments where you could see when they're up against the corner, kind of up against Malaysia's goal, that it was becoming kind of more physically easy. And you mentioned about fitness and how important that is. They kind of afford to kind of think for a second. You know, sometimes when there's that desperation there, you have to kind of move before you think, and there's like kind of that kind of bashing to it, but they could afford to just kind of be a bit smoother with it, which is something you only see when it's getting easy. But we're in the second half now. Let's see how they do. Okay, right, back at the strike. And we've swapped sides now to clarify that. So the GB team is
Yeah.
trying to go to the right hand side of the screen there.
There's been another foul called for GB again, but it's been an amazing strike.
These fouls are not slowing them down at all.
Committing fouls is okay as long as they're not consistently the same kind of foul or a foul something silly. The odd stick
Yeah.
infringement, it's obviously not good, but you can come from it. But that looks like it was a silly challenge, and now GB will be playing with 5 men, and this is a golden chance for Malaysia to come back into it. There will be
Exactly.
no better chance for them to get back in than now.
Kind of creating that hole in GB's defence in the next 30 seconds or so. Could be the chance they have to kind of pierce through just that bit they haven't been able to so far.
That from Toby Kerr was probably the best piece of individual skill we've seen so far. Now a bit laying it off to Tyrese.
Lovely.
And it was a very good bit of play, but it has been cut out by Malaysia. Now they're going to drive again, but the GB defensive rotations remain strong. Here is Emrys, and it's been called up. What's the call?
Called again. We can see. Not sure if that's clear what the infringement was.
It looks to be against Great Britain yet again. These fouls piling up are really costing us momentum.
Oh, nice little flick there. You see, this is where Malaysia really shines. Look at that.
Yeah, have been stopped by Toby Kerr now.
Like a brick wall. That is insane. It's insane.
This is going to be quite brutal, so close to the wall here. Play tried to switch the play in Malaysia. There's been a foul called up.
Setting the line there. Interesting. Okay, that's basically half, isn't it? That's a soft reset there. Right. Take it again.
Malaysia have quite a few free pucks, but their routine doesn't seem to be working. Now there's a counter attack from Great Britain.
Oh, that is
it's too quick for the camera.
The camera can't turn around fast enough. Oh, strike through there. Lord, that must have been a goal. Just the sheer breakthrough of that. And they're back. Yeah, they're swimming back.
What an amazing goal.
Wow. Caleb, the vice captain.
Yeah.
Locking in for the second half. How good to see.
Yeah, what an amazing piece of individual brilliance there. True power to Scott to change the game that quickly. Just incredible.
Setting. And we have a bit of an overhead view of the strike again. You can see that speed. There we go.
Malaysia have 1 more minute to try and take advantage, and there's been another foul called up.
There it is. The ref's going to call it. Just going to reset there, set the line, and we'll see. But this is taking up the time with number 13 out the pool, which may have lost Malaysia their advantage. We shall see. Coming round there.
The Malaysian number 8 is definitely their most lethal player, being able to just flick through players with ease. But he's trying to do everything by himself, and as soon as the second man comes in the defensive rotation, he can't take out all of GB. Meanwhile, there's been an excellent drive here on the far side, and it looks like it's going to be another goal.
Fantastic.
Another excellent solo drive.
And that brings it, if it's confirmed, I think so, back to 8-0. Fantastic result. And what they want to say is that even though we speak highly of these individual players and their cutting kind of burst through, it doesn't mean the one player can carry a whole team. It's definitely not that kind of game, as we've seen with some very strong Malaysian players that just aren't supported enough to kind of make those breaks that we've seen on the GB
Yeah.
side.
Well, not even the best player in the world has gills. There's no one player who can do everything. But it's another excellent. There's another excellent strike from GB, getting the 2-on-1s in.
Nearly there already.
And Malaysia
Uh,
simply don't have the fitness. They don't have the numbers on the bottom to keep up currently. But it's another foul in their favour.
Malaysia would definitely need a serious change in tactics of the way that they respond in these interactions, because if they don't change it, just the kind of the fitness is going to really be their downfall, and they're going to lose more and more goals. But we will see. Really clean switch there.
All right, now the puck is in the centre. It looks very dangerous here for Malaysia. The puck is
Ooh.
right in front of their
Oh.
tin, and that looks like it's going to be the sign of a goal.
There we go. Very well done for the GB side there. Okay. Harry, what are we thinking now? I think we're past the point of retribution for the Malaysian team, but who would you like to see score more goals, or who would you like to see more showcased but in the next 8.5 minutes?
I don't really have one singular player. I think every player has done extremely well. You have to do extremely well to win, to get to 9-0.
Of course.
But I think in this second half, there's been a lot of 2-on-1s been mentioned. It might have been mentioned in the halftime talk by either Matt or Phil. For example, in that last goal there, it was a textbook offensive 2-on-1, where you just flick it through one player and the other player scores. Emrys Williams, a great poacher's goal. And off these strikes, they've had not just one person going it, but multiple. And one Malaysian that strike will not beat 3 GB. And it looks like a switch and another goal.
Paints a beautiful picture of what you were just saying there.
Yeah, it's just the numbers on the bottom. That's how you win. That's how you win games, and that's how GB are winning this now. Looks like it's going to be a no goal though.
When would you say that the strategy falters in the face of, say, different teams? Because there are some pretty menacing teams out there. Like you said, we're top 5, but we're not number 1. So where would we falter?
I think that's a better question for someone a bit above my pay grade, to be honest.
It's a big question, isn't
it? I couldn't give you a different playing plan that's better than GB's.
What do the GB team need to improve? It's a terrible question. But
that is a terrible question to say with 10-0
up. But that's another one. The time in between goals is contracting as we speak.
They're going to end up with a cricket score at this rate. That's second, I believe, for Jackson Spry.
That's fantastic. Yeah, black timeout.
Malaysia seriously needs to consider where their priorities are in this game. They might want to just try and mitigate the damage as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's a common misconception in football. It goes to goals scored is more important, but in underwater hockey, it's the least you concede.
Yes.
In games like these, where Great Britain are going to naturally dominate, it is much more. It's more important if they. It's to keep that clean sheet.
Yeah. Because I'd agree. So do you think that the Malaysia are more likely to not stall as much in this stage of the game, but kind of play defensively and try and prevent those breakouts?
Well, I think that question is going to be answered right now as we get into the next strike.
Very clean. Flick through.
Very close strike there. Very close.
That flick completely mitigated it.
Looks like Malaysia are going to go on the offensive here. Oh, and It's going to be a 1-1 switch there.
Conrad, lovely flick.
Ben Morgan there. Straight to Emrys, and it's going to be another switch, hopefully.
That was through, what, 2-3?
Oh, my goodness.
Most players. We are so fortunate because it's just become a showcase of some really, really great talent.
we just watched Malaysia get murdered. That is my favourite goal so far. Brilliant by Ben Morgan to switch the play all around, and then just another switch going off the 45 to the left, and then another switch to the right. That was textbook. That was perfect, and it's Toby Curl's 4th goal of the game.
Wow. You really have to have that complete both awareness of your team and also the playing space in order to execute something like that, which is why it's so impressive. Another very easy strike. That is clean. Look at that. That was what, at least 5.
I think Tyrese got past a good 3 Malaysians there, and Great Britain do not lack for momentum as they just keep hitting through. George Corey there trying to hit through, and it looks like it's going to be another goal.
Easy peasy. Love that. That strike was significantly easier than the last one. Remember you saying that it was a close one for the previous strike, but that was clean. I couldn't see who that was in the strike, but that was lovely. Will Tarling.
Yep, it's first goal for Will Tarling.
Number 3. And you can see the kind of the structure breaking down on the Malaysian side is they're able to just kind of, they know where to cut through it now. I think that the GB has become more accustomed to the way they play, and that's their downfall in the second half is the knowledge of it increases. But
I think GB has only gotten better as the more they've played. The first game, Blues striking a little bit in the first half, but now that they're linking up, now that they're just playing together, it's just insane. An amazing run there from Toby Curl. It's been flicked in the middle. It's looking very dangerous yet again. And there's a free goal there, it looks like.
Ooh. Insane. There was one nice moment there where 2 of the kind of offside players they literally could kind of see and identify and lock in for that pass. You knew it was going to happen a solid few seconds before they did it, because it was like the enemy players weren't even there. It was that level of coordination. I love it.
First goal for Aaron Locke there.
This is just the nature of the game. They're really going to smash it through for the last 3 minutes.
Malaysia look like there's no kind of game plan being executed. Their numbers on the bottom just haven't quite been there, truly being outclassed in all measurements of the game in these final stages.
This is really
it's another goal for Great Britain. I mean, there's nothing left for us to say. It's become a fin swimming session.
I know. This kind of laps back and forth now. But
yeah,
I'd say that I mentioned a bit about the first half about how this defines teams. And like I said, we can see the goals. There is always a bigger fish. And we could be in a situation like this. Preferably not 14-0, but it's kind of how you tackle that second half is massive. And we're back on the strike. And we'll see, just clean. There's no fear at all when they take that puck through to the enemy.
This GB team is very similar to the under-19 men team of Sheffield, and that team had they were known for playing better in the second half, and it looks like that's a tradition that's still carrying on.
Would you put that down to kind of strong leadership or just a quirk of their attitude and ego? I like that in players, you know. What would you say that's the result of?
I would put it down to mainly fitness. Different nations will do it differently, but fitness has always been important for the squad.
There we go.
How you win games, and it's another goal for GB.
Backhand sweep in. 1.5 minutes. Do you think we can get another in there, or is that maybe too hopeful?
Who's to say, mate? Who's to say? We don't truly know.
It's 15.
But I think it's definitely possible, and it's a hat trick for Emrys Williams on his international debut. It doesn't get much better than that.
First game, international debut, hat trick, fantastic. All right, referee setting. Honestly, I'm more interested in how clean these strikes can be. Look at that. No didn't even think too much about going down for the puck until the last second. Really, there was
Excellent momentum from GB. Yes.
the fear's gone, and it's just about cooking now for the last minute.
It's difficult to see where the puck is currently. It's currently in the Malaysian corner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's been a referee timeout.
Wow.
So this is when referees have seen different things, or they're not sure what call has been made, and they have to regroup and decide what call is going to be had.
This could be a pretty critical moment for a last minute, maybe perhaps futile battle against the concession scores, but we'll see.
Well, it looks like GB have gone down to 5 men, and Malaysia are just trying to see out this game now for the last 30 seconds.
Really stall it.
Yeah. There's Caleb pulling there, trying to get it into the centre. Someone's done another switch. And even though we only have 5 men, GB are going straight on the offensive.
The confidence is just unmatched. And once the referees have confirmed their decision, we have to see the last 26 seconds and really showcase this. Wow.
Oh, and that is 2 Great Britain players, 2 TSW players actually in the sin bin. Not what you would usually see, but now GB will have to see this out with 4 men. Jake Chow not there, getting past.
4v6. This is just showing
4v6, and Malaysia now they're pushing. Now they're pushing, but it might be too little, too late for this Malaysian team, and that is full time.
That's it.
15-0.
Wow. What a game. Harry, wow. What do you think of that one?
What do I think of that one? Well,
it goes without saying.
First half, it was mainly a difference in physicality, a difference of size and strength, and individual runs that won us the half. But in that second half, Great Britain truly looked like they were linking up, getting their switches done, getting their layoffs done, and they were truly looking like they were one of the teams that are gonna contend in this World Championships. If we play like in that second half throughout this tournament, we are going to do exceptionally well. Great individual plays. Toby Curl scoring 4 goals. Emrys with 3 goals. It's absolutely an insane effort from Great Britain, and it's very exciting to think how they're going to play against the other major contenders in this tournament.
Absolutely, and I think there are a few moments. I think the Malaysian team did put up a good fight, especially in kind of the later moments. And the score shouldn't put you down, because there are certain moments that were really, really nice there, where they were able to see those kind of vulnerabilities in the GB team, but just didn't have the, like you said, the kind of the size and the drive to kind of turn those weaknesses into goals. But I would be interested to see how the Malaysian team do in the rest of the competition. But Harry, so you're identifying a good season for the GB team this time.
Yes, definitely. This team can really go places. It's really exciting to see how this is going to progress into the rest of the tournament. Definitely.
You can absolutely, that's fantastic.
Yeah, with the switches they do, and with the 2-on-1s truly coming into fruition into the second half. That 11th goal with a combination of 3 switches, they made it impossible for Malaysia to truly defend, and it was an inevitable goal. Excellently put away, and it really does seem like GB can go far in this tournament. Definitely.
We shall see, and we'll be there the whole way through. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll be here all week seeing these fantastic games from the variety of the GB teams we're putting out there. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a fantastic series of games, and we can't wait to share it with you all. Be sure to follow the Instagram and the Twitch, and we will hope you all have a fantastic evening. We will see you again tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
See you guys.